Pops, this week in the world of automotive, a lot of different things are going on. Let's talk about used car prices. Let's talk a little bit about what's going on in the new car market, and then the major OEMs. Ford has some interesting news that I'm going to throw shoot across the bow at you. Yeah, exactly. Boat guy over here. And also GM had their earnings come out this week. But let's start with used cars, Dad. What did the latest Black Book market update tell us?
Wholesale prices for the car segment have gone up almost 1/4 point week over week. Truck segment is down 0.14 of a point. And the market itself, trucks and cars combined, is off 0.03 of a point.
So the softening that we've been seeing is becoming lesser and lesser each week. That's becoming a trend in its own right. We're seeing now, I mean, this is essentially a steady week over week.
And what we're really seeing is that the thing that's driving it the most are small cars, compact and subcompact cars, have continued. I think this is the 3rd or 4th week in a row, or maybe 5th week in a row, where they have gone up considerably. And these are the more fuel efficient, more cost efficient cars, entry-level cars for people looking for pre-owned cars. And luxury cars are starting to take a hit, along with the sporty cars and premium sporting cars.
And then the real big storyline is the juxtaposition between fuel-efficient, subcompact, and compact cars and cost-effective subcompact and compact cars. The juxtaposition is full-size crossovers and SUVs dropped 2.25 points. Week over week. Last week was 2.14%.
That is correct.
So and the 2-week average, or the 2-week total, I should say,
is almost 4.5 points.
Like $1,600, $1,500.
$1,500 in real value.
Yeah, wait. Let's harp on this for a second, because these $1,500 is a lot to me. I don't know. Maybe our viewers.
It is for a wholesale vehicle. Let me put it to you this way. If you were a used car manager who 60 days ago works at a store that has a strict 60-day turn, and 60 days ago you paid a premium for a full-size SUV.
A Chevy Tahoe.
Okay. Paid a premium for it. And now you have to get rid of it because your store's policy is you can't hold on to it past 60 days. Just in the last 2 weeks, the value of that vehicle has dropped on average $1,500 over that entire 60-day period of time. We might be approaching $2,000 or $2,500 in value. So if you paid at the premium level 60 days ago, you're about to, take it in the shorts as the used car manager selling it today, where between your auction fees, your transportation fees, and everything else, you might be looking at a $3,500 to $4,000 loss when you sell that vehicle.
That's a major headline, because we talk about softening in the market. Where's the softening in the market? It's full-size SUVs. Where's the strengthening of the market? Compact and subcompact cars.
Yes.
Now, let's read the wholesale notes from Black Book here. It says, the spring market seems to be in full swing, with increasing values, lower used days to turn, and increased sales rate estimates. In the lanes, both nearly new and 8-plus-year-old models seem to be making splashes as franchise dealers make up for the lack of new inventory, while independents search for sub-$10,000 inventory to meet the spring market demand. This is interesting. Rental companies still have some presence, but are not as active as they have been in recent weeks. Maybe there's a little foreshadow there to what's happening for the rental car companies. I don't know.
Either that, or maybe they feel like they have added enough vehicles to their fleets at the moment for the summer.
Yeah.
For the summer rental season, that they don't feel compelled to have to keep spending at the levels they've been spending.
Large independents are showing up here and there, but haven't been consistent. A few sellers are still holding out with high floor prices since they know inventory will continue to be scarce, and other sellers are taking advantage of the recent increases in some segments' wholesale values and letting it all go. Low mileage clean vehicles are still bringing premium price in lane, but with new model launches right around the corner, it may not last too much longer. That is juxtaposed by the GM news, Dad. Sales were down 20% in the first quarter for GM. That's while they cut incentive spending by 60%. So the news out of GM is not super pretty, and it also indicates that we're likely not going to see, everything that we look at says that new car inventory levels are not going to return to pre-pandemic normal anytime soon.
And that's without saying that they may never return to pre-pandemic levels. Manufacturers are thinking along the lines of a lower amount of on-hand inventory as opposed to the higher amount that they used to do pre-COVID. It would seem to me that the manufacturers are figuring out how to get by with fewer and fewer vehicles being produced.
Now, Cox Automotive puts out a weekly update. Here's the market day supply data. You can see the orange line here is new car day supply, well below where we've historically been and where we were even last year. Used car day supply is starting to tank down again, so maybe an indication that even used car inventory is becoming harder to get your hands on. The other thing that I found interesting from the Cox weekly update, that 0% financing, down in 2022. So you can start to see we're returning, and this is in lieu of, by the time this video is coming out a week from today, the Federal Reserve is going to increase interest rates again, the federal funds rate again.
Yes.
So there's a lot of factors at play here that are going to influence what's going on in auto. I think the sentiment's still the same. If you absolutely need to buy a car, go ahead and buy a new car at MSRP or below. Depending on the brand, you can still get deals below.
Yes.
But buy that. Avoid used cars. Things are probably going to get more expensive next year, next week, next month.
Correct.
You like how I did that next year, next week, next month?
Yeah, because that everybody would do it in that order.
Final thing I want to toss against you, Pops, and get your take on Ford. Today they announced during their, yesterday they announced during their live stream for the first production of an F-150 electric, they announced that they're going to build another electric truck. They haven't given any details yet, but not only are they going to do the Lightning, they've got another one in the works as well. It seems like Ford is all in on EVs.
Apparently, but maybe if they see today's Tesla news of Tesla's shares plunge, could lose $100 billion in market value in a single session, maybe they'll rethink that.
Something has me thinking that might have something to do with their CEO buying another company, but I don't know. We'll leave that for another day in another segment. There's your update, the week in auto right there. We'll be back again next week. The latest Black Book data, interest rate information, headlines, so on and so forth. Thank you as always, Pops.
It's as always my pleasure.